Hi everyone, this is Kathy, your friendly TA. In today's video, we're going to review one of the most fundamental concepts in Python programming, which is loops. We'll cover both while loops and also for loops, so by the end of this video, you'll be able to use them confidently in your own code. Now let's get started. Loops are a way to repeat a block of code multiple times. They are incredibly useful when you need to perform the same action over and over again. Python has two main types of loops, while loops and also for loops. Let's start with while loops. A while loop will continue to execute a block of code as long as a given condition known as the loop continuation condition is true. Here's the basic syntax of a while loop. The loop continuation condition is evaluated before each iteration of the loop. If the condition is true, the loop body will execute. If the condition is false, the loop will stop. Let's see an example where we prompt the user to enter a number and continue to prompt until they enter a positive number. In this code, we start by asking the user to enter a number. The while loop checks if the number is less than or equal to 0. If it is, the loop body executes, printing a message and prompting the user to enter another number. This continues until the user enters a positive number, and then the loop stops and will just print, finally, a positive number. Thank you. Another way to control a while loop is by using a sentinel value. A sentinel value is a special value that indicates the end of a loop. Here's an example where we prompt the user to enter numbers until they enter -1, which will stop the loop. In this example, the while loop continues as long as the user does not enter -1. Each time through the loop, it prints the entered number and prompts the user to enter another number. When the user enters -1, the loop stops. You can also control a while loop using user confirmation. This means asking the user if they want to continue after each iteration. Here's an example. In this example, the loop continues as long as the user enters yes when asked if they want to continue. After each iteration, the user is prompted to enter a number and then asked if they want to continue. If they enter no, the loop stops. Now let's talk about for loops. A for loop is used to iterate over a sequence such as a list, tuple, string, or range. Here's the basic syntax for a for loop with a range. And here's the syntax for iterating over a sequence. Let's see an example where we print each item in a list of Final Fantasy VII characters. In this example, the for loop iterates over the list characters and prints each character. The variable character takes on the value of each item in the list one by one. For loops are often used with the range function, which generates a sequence of numbers. Here's an example of printing numbers from 1 to 5 using range. The range 16 function generates numbers from 1 to 5. The for loop then iterates over this range, printing each number. You can also nest loops, meaning you can have a loop inside another loop. Here's an example of a nested loop that prints a 3x3 grid of numbers. In this example, the outer loop runs 3 times, and for each iteration of the outer loop, the inner loop runs 3 times. This prints pairs of ij values, which creates a 3x3 grid. Before we wrap up, let's talk about 2 important keywords in loops: continue and break. The continue keyword is used to skip the rest of the code inside the loop for the current iteration and move to the next iteration. Here's an example where we skip printing the number 3. In this code, when I equals 3, the continue statement is executed and the rest of the loop body is skipped for that iteration, so the number 3 is not printed. The break keyword is used to exit the loop completely, even if the loop continuation condition is still true. Here's an example where we stop the loop when I equals 3. In this code, when I equals 3, the break statement is executed and the loop is exited, so the numbers 1 and 2 are printed, but the loop stops before printing 3. So in today's video, we'll learn about while loops, which run as long as the condition is true, and for loops, which iterate over a sequence or a range. We also saw examples of nested loops, practical applications like the multiplication table, and controlling loops with sentinel values and user confirmation. Additionally, we covered how to use the continue and break keywords to control loop execution. If you found this video to be helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more Python tutorials. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.